Everything is frictionless and effortless once you get yourself in the right environment around the right people. I have no doubts that I'm going to be seeing a lot more of these guys moving out to Thailand within the next few months. Some of them are already staying. They said they're staying, which is awesome.
Hi, Future Tommy here. I want to give a quick little intro of this interview you're about to watch, which is just about half an hour or so. This interview is about Sam Hawborn setting up a 2-week mastermind for 10 Chad video editors based in Thailand. In this interview, you're going to learn about what Sam went through to create this kind of thing, the ups and downs of creating this mastermind, and much more. If you like this content, please leave a comment or a like. We'd very much appreciate it. Maybe we'll make even more content afterwards. But for now, please enjoy.
Hi everyone, Tommy here. We have Sam Hawborn.
Can I just say for the camera?
Yes, please.
I'm not wearing shades to try and be cool. I've just lost my normal glasses.
For those who don't know, can you please give us a quick TLDR of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Sam Hawborn. I consider myself a pretty normal guy. However, I think because I've documented my journey quite diligently, because I used to be very depressed, very anxious, I used to get no women. I never really had any sense of purpose. I was super addicted to video games, and then I became addicted to drugs. I have very much so spiritually stripped myself and been very brutally honest and vulnerable over the internet for the last 10 years, let's say. And I think because of that, I'm in a great position to inspire young men to begin their own journeys of self-mastery and self-development, because nowadays as I teach young men how to achieve financial location and creative freedom through video editing, because I think without a vehicle towards excellence, self-improvement is quite mental masturbatory. You need to become genuinely excellent at something and genuinely important to the marketplace for your self-image to update. So that's what I do now. It's my full-time job is to just inspire young men to take action and take back control of their lives.
I think in the first week of the mastermind, you mentioned how, there's a good video editor and then there's a great video editor. And that difference comes from character. I think we all started off with the idea of, hit the oil rig, just keep making good content. But video editing, it can be beyond that to become good to great.
It's one of the facets, going from a good to great video. It's one of them. There's many different, but it is the most slept on facet, because video editing is, believe it or not, you need to be able to connect with people and clients if you're going to be working on their projects. You need to be able to understand them. You need to be able to understand what they're trying to achieve with this video. You need, in my opinion, one of the highest ROI traits to have as a video editor is emotional intelligence. What is going on here? What emotions are being conveyed? How can I amplify it? Or how do I not amplify? Obviously, usually with editing, you want to amplify the emotions. If someone's trying to make something quite sad and moving, then you want to add your pianos and your black and white screen and etc., your rain sound effects. But obviously with emotional intelligence in general as well, you just learn how to carry yourself much better in real life. So when I meet people in real life, potential clients, and I know how to carry myself in a way which is befitting of someone comfortable in their own skin, someone who is socially calibrated, someone who has amazing stories to tell, that puts me at a absolutely enormous advantage in terms of hireability. Because we all work online because we don't want to go into the office and work with some dickhead, right? If you can show up to work every day and you have a guy who's like genuinely awesome to be around, and he adds so much to, he's not an energy vampire. It's actually cool to hang out with them. I think a lot of editors, they really sleep on that aspect.
Our first question is what's the core philosophy behind the 2-week mastermind class in Thailand? And how does it challenge participants to rethink their approach to success and personal growth?
I myself have attended lots of masterminds, lots of summits, lots of networking dinners, etc. And I've always walked away from them feeling a lot more energized towards life with a bunch of new ideas the problem is with them, they're typically very short. They're like just either 1 to 3 days. What I realized, the highest ROI thing for my growth generally, like throughout my self-improvement journey, has just been proximity to greatness. Proximity to a bunch of guys who are just doing bits in their own right. They carry themselves really well. And like, I really do believe this to be true. Like, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So I 100% wanted 2025 to be a year where I step into more of a leadership role, which you could argue I'd been doing anyway, but I really wanted to just put a big magnifying glass on that this year. So it made total sense to me to finally execute on my idea of like, I'm going to host my own mastermind, but I'm going to do it like a bit different to how these fucking nerd business gurus do it, where they just do like, 1 to 3 days and they just do a presentation and it's a conference room and everyone's fucking wearing suits and they're all fucking a bit like, they're a bit scared of showing like who they are and showing too much personality. Like, that's not me, is it? It's just not me. I'm a bit eccentric. I like to just be a bit out of the norm. So, I mean, I remember when I told my friends that I was doing a 2-week mastermind. My friends who have hosted their own, oh man, they nearly had a panic attack because to them, it is very stressful. But to them, it's like they perhaps didn't build that like super personal connection with the people coming to their mastermind. So they do have to like wear a mask somewhat, not in a bad way, but like they can't fully just relax into themselves. It's permanently on. And I have been permanently on here in the sense of like, I've always been trying to provide value, but I've also had no problem just being a bit silly as well, which the only reason this has worked is because I chose 10 absolute fucking studs to come to this mastermind. 10 guys who I knew I wasn't going to have to play a character around or I wasn't going to have to worry about. And this 2 weeks, it's just been the best time of my life. And I'll tell you why. It's because, one, it's been so fun. So fun. And two, the self-image update I've gotten from just... because it's very hard to tangibly see like what you're doing for people through the internet, through YouTube videos. You get comments saying, "Hey Sam, thanks man, this was really good," but like it's out in one ear, out the other. But being in a house with a bunch of guys who I've genuinely like helped align them onto a very fruitful pathway in life, that's done such wonders for my self-esteem. And the best times in life are both massive fun and massive progress. And I feel like I've had both of that in these 2 weeks. And today's the last day. And honestly, I'm sad about it. I'm sad. I'll miss everyone here. Genuinely miss everyone here. But the good news is, I just think now that they've seen a glimpse of what life can be like around a bunch of Donnies. Like, work here has just been effortless. Having fun here has been effortless. Everything is frictionless and effortless once you get yourself in the right environment around the right people. So I have no doubts that I'm going to be seeing a lot more of these guys moving out to Thailand within the next few months. Some of them are already staying. They said they're staying, which is awesome. I'm so happy about that. I'd love to have more of my creative friends out here and a lot more of my students. So
Video editors taking over Thailand.
yeah.
You've talked a lot about excellence and discipline in your work. How do you help participants reconcile the pursuit of high performance with the risk of burnout or losing sight of their deeper purpose?
I think a lot of guys, they fall victim to this. They get the idea that to be successful, they have to just fucking smack the oil rig with a hammer fucking 16 hours a day. I mean, these guys on the internet, they push that as well. And quite frankly, there's a time and place for that. I've done the oil rig work, I have. I've done the fucking but there's no longevity in it. And what I think the main because that's a symptom. The symptom is we're hitting the oil rig 60 hours a day. The catalyst, the actual problem that's causing that symptom, in my opinion, is that most people don't have work framed right in their brain. Going to the gym is work because you're working on yourself, and there is a direct correlation with your business success and with your personal success. There is no such thing as business problems. There is only personal problems. So, I mean, and I've dealt with this before as well. When I've been in the gym and I'm doing a set, and then right afterwards I open my phone and I'm just checking my emails. I'm like, okay, I need to be doing the fucking work. And it's constantly, just permanently. And it's wrong. It's wrong. Most people, they just have work framed wrong. For example, I see, and there is a slippery slope. You can definitely like go off the deep end with this, but like going to a dinner with a bunch of your entrepreneurial friends and talking about business and catching up and having a laugh, in my opinion, is work. Because I walk away from that, I go home, and the next day I'm reinvigorated with a new energy towards life. And I'm not just smacking the oil rig like, oh, I might be smacking the oil rig with a bit more vigor, you know. And I just think time away as well, time away from just constantly doing the same things over and over and over again and working towards the same goals. You might find yourself getting blindsided a little bit. Like you just have this tunnel vision and that's it. And I've used this example with a lot of boys here. Like you might have a goal. Let's say you're a YouTuber. You might have a goal of hitting 100,000 views on a YouTube channel. And you might be working so hard at that you start to lose why you're even trying to do that. And eventually you just end up uploading like a Family Guy funny moments video. You've got your 100K views, but like, that's not why you wanted the 100K. You wanted the 100K because you wanted to inspire video editors to start living a lifestyle of freedom more rather than just being locked in a bedroom in your mom's house. You've got your 100K, mission complete, but you've become so blind that you've started just doing misaligned actions and you forgot why you even began. So there's no longevity in working 16 hours a day. And these guys who tell you that on the internet, they are seriously leading a lot of guys astray. And I don't think it's their fault, because again, there's a time and place for it. If you're super clear on your direction going forward, and I feel like I'm that right now. I know exactly, like as soon as this mastermind is over and I get back to my condo in Bangkok, I am like a fucking bow and arrow. I'm like this. I'm ready to just let me go. Just fucking like fucking straight line. I'm super clear. So like for me, I could hit the oil rig, but I won't. I don't need to, because there is a direct correlation between my vibrational state and my success. And working all day, not seeing anyone, not going out ever, not talking to girls, just makes me down here, bro. I'm sad. I'm guilty. I'm shameful. I want to be up here. This is where the money's at.
Let's touch more upon why some people would neglect spirituality and why it actually is important. Because I know for sure in the mastermind, when we first talked about spirituality, some people were, we had a little bit of some wishy-washy reactions, which is fine. It's just some people haven't gotten to that point yet. So
it's funny because for men like us, we like tangible, like this ring, it's tangible, I'm feeling it, this is my ring, yes, good. Spirituality, I wish I could explain it to anyone. I can't. I don't know, but I just know that there are rules to the universe that seemingly repeat themselves, and if you acknowledge them and if you align yourself in the correct space in the stream of human consciousness, then you will gain a lot in this life. And if you are brave enough to face what the void has to show you, your own flaws, your own mistakes, and you realign yourself to those, and you it's so tricky, It's so tricky. Women are incredible. Let me talk about women here because something women do so much better than men is all of this. Women are absolutely magical, brother. And I love women so much because they have this incredible ability to reach into this spiritual realm and to just pull things out of it and bring you many good things. I was sleeping next to a girl like a month ago, and she's a lovely girl, and I love her very much. But I never dream, never dream. I don't ever have. I probably do, but I never remember them. Next to this girl, she does all this spiritual. I seem to attract a type. I seem to attract the type of woman who burns sage, if you know what that is.
Yes, yes.
So sage is this branch, and you light it on fire, and then you waft it around the room, and it cleanses the environment of negative energy. Just, that's all I need to tell you. They listen to Lana Del Rey and they burn sage. That's my type. And I love them so much. I love them so much. But I was sleeping next to this sweet, sweet angel. I love her so much. And I had a dream where, and the interesting thing about this dream is that I felt everything. Everything. Like, I felt the emotions. I had a dream where I opened up my phone, I opened my bank account, and there was $100,000 in it. And then I opened another bank account and there was another $100,000 in it. And then I accidentally ran across another 20,000 in another bank account. And the interesting thing about that is because I felt it so vividly in my dream, I know how it feels now to open up my phone and see $100,000 and then another $100,000, which is, you can imagine how powerful that feeling is and how powerful it could be in terms of like manifestation. I think most dudes, they really shut themselves off from women because they are terrified of opening up their heart to love, which is fair because, oh man, I've been through hell in terms of women in the last 9 months. Even that girl I just mentioned now, she wrote me a letter during this mastermind, basically saying, I've left Bangkok. She's an American girl. I saw her on Valentine's Day, the day before the mastermind. She sent me a letter a few days into this mastermind saying, listen, I didn't want to tell you I was leaving because I just wanted to enjoy our time together. It wasn't meant to be disrespectful, but I'm gone. And, oh God. That hurt. I didn't have time to be hurt about it because I'm here and people are relying on me. But yeah, it definitely hit me like a week later. It hurt. So yeah, women will fuck you up, man. And I can get why people are terrified of making themselves vulnerable in that sense to love a woman. But my God, if you genuinely do open up your heart to a good woman, a feminine woman, she has so much to give you. There's so much that she will pull in from the void, and it should not be slept on. Spirituality in general should not be slept on. And if you want a very easy pathway into spirituality, religion just makes it super easy. You just have this thing, you believe it, and that'll open up the pathway to you. But it will take some time. It will take some time. But don't ever like listen to anyone talking about some spiritual shit and be like, oh, that's fucking gay, because that's just low IQ. And I used to do that even with star signs. I used to take the piss out of women for star signs. I still do a little bit, but it's out of jest.
I still do that sometimes. Space racism, as we call it. Space racism.
Space racism, yeah. Yeah. No, I in jest, I'll poke fun. And I used to call my girl in Bangkok, I used to call her a witch as a joke, which was pretty funny. But no, my heart's open to all of that stuff. So, yeah. I hope that answers your question. I feel like I'm just going on mad tangents, so I'm
It's
sorry
okay.
about that.
We're getting a lot of good inside scoop. I think people are gonna love this once they see this or listen to
It's
this.
just a schizophrenic interview. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Looking back at your own journey, what's the one lesson you've learned that you hope everyone here in this mastermind will carry with them for years to come?
Easily. Your brain needs to be on your team. And like even now, there's a bunch of guys in here. There's a guy in this villa right now making £2,000 per video, and he still has limiting beliefs. Still, I have limiting beliefs. We had a conversation, a one-to-one conversation, and we actually accidentally unveiled one of my limiting beliefs, and I caught it. You notice how I caught it though?
Yeah.
I catch it, right? Yeah. You need to vigorously curate your mind so that every single thought you have is on your team. You are absolutely cooked if your brain isn't on your team in every aspect. Every aspect. Even another thing as well, like I was speaking to one of the boys here about breakups, and I had a really rough breakup like 6 to 9 months ago. And I was just walking him through it a little bit, telling him about it. And funny enough, he had a breakup around a similar time. And he goes to me like, yeah, Sam, like every man's got that one girl who haunts him. And I was just like, no, I'm not getting haunted by a girl. I'm sorry, no. Like, I acknowledge my mistakes. I forgive myself. I move on. That's it. I'm not haunted by a girl. That's gay. That's gay, bro. That's gay. And like, honestly, like, I have a lot of regrets with how that relationship went. Of course, I've acknowledged it. I've moved on. That's it. And no girl will haunt me, because the next one, my next relationship will be better. It always is. Every single time. It's like every fucking time I have a breakup and I'm like, oh, the love of my life is gone. Oh, every time. And every time my next relationship is better, because there is a direct correlation with my own self-mastery and the caliber of woman that I attract, and the type of relationship which I create. So my message to everyone at this mastermind, if there's one thing, and anyone watching this video as well, if there's one thing that I want you to take away, it's that you need to ruthlessly curate your brain. And I'll give you an extreme example of this. For many years, my mom was basically pleading me to have an autism test because she was convinced I was autistic. And she had reasonable, she had reasons for that. Like, I would not be able to make eye contact with people. Not at all. I'd be in a therapy session, and for an hour and a half, I would stare at the floor. I would not look anyone in the eyes. And if I did catch eyes, my eyes would immediately dart to the floor. I was also I had crippling anxiety. I had no social skills, no social skills. My social cues were not very good as well. Yeah, maybe I'm autistic, I don't know. Maybe we're all a bit fucking autistic, but I didn't do that autism test, even though she was begging me, because I got diagnosed with clinical anxiety and depression. And all that did was cripple me. It took all of the power away. No, Sam, you're clinically depressed. It's okay. You don't have to clean your room. You don't have to brush your teeth. You don't have to go outside. It's okay, Sam, you're clinically depressed. It took everything away from me. All of my power to change was gone. So I was not going to allow that to happen with autism again, because I did manage to undo I'm not fucking clinically depressed, clearly, am I? I'm not. And I'm not anxious. But the world will have me believe that I was. And it was so difficult, it was such an uphill battle to undo that, because I identified myself as someone who's just permanently struggling with mental health and permanently struggling with social connections. I wasn't going to allow that to happen with autism, so I didn't. And I just trained myself diligently to make eye contact and to talk to people. And it took fucking ages, but here I am. Do I seem autistic now? Maybe a little bit. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. But if you saw me 4 years ago, you would have whiplash. You would be, this is not the same man. This is not the same man. So curate your mind ruthlessly and very carefully. And also, adding on to that very quickly, sorry. If there's someone you're hanging out with who is not reinforcing your self-beliefs about who you are, you need to ruthlessly cut them out as well.
Even if it hurts.
Yes.
Even if they've been your best friend for the past 15 years or so.
Yeah. It depends. It depends, like, how bad do you want it is a question. I'm at the stage in my life now where I've already sacrificed so much, it's like, what's another friend? What's another girl? Who fucking, like, how bad do you want it? You have to choose. You want to live, like, you know, a nice, stable, normie life where you're with your friends and, like, you all, like, take the piss out of each other a little bit down the pub. Or you want to be a real bad man. You have to choose. You cannot have both.
I'd like to quickly add on to that with a quick little personal story of mine as well. So around 2018 or so, I started working in this warehouse. And I had some coworkers I didn't really like because they weren't really all there in the head. It got to a point where I got severely depressed and I thought, okay, well, I don't know what's going on. So I went to go see my family doctor at the time. And I asked, hey, I'm feeling this. Is there anything you can do to help? And obviously, they offered me antidepressants. I don't know the exact medication, but it was something. So I went to go get it. I started taking it, and I started feeling so numb. I felt like a zombie. It did not feel right. And so then from there, this is about, you know, curating your brain. This is when I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, what's actually going on here? So I left my job. I quit. And then suddenly, I just felt so much better. And then around that same time, I decided, okay, I don't have to take these antidepressants. I feel like a zombie with them. So I stopped taking it. And from there, by removing myself from that environment, I pretty much just solved my severe depression. Not solved, but like I removed myself from an environment that was so against me. And now I'm being chilling now. So yes, that is very important to freaking curate your brain, to catch yourself on those self-limiting beliefs.
Yes, I have very mixed opinions on antidepressants because on the one hand, I took them. My mom told me to get on them. I remember when she told me, I literally sobbed for hours. I hate taking any sort of medication which would change my brain chemistry. I hated that because my brain is all I have. So I hated it. But she was worried. I was in a dangerous place. So I was on them. So on the one hand, maybe they saved my life. Maybe I didn't kill myself. Frankly, maybe I didn't kill myself. I don't know. I can't tell. Maybe I didn't kill myself because I was on them. On the other hand, it's almost like your feelings of depression in that warehouse was your mind and your body telling you, I'm not happy with the current state of our life. We need to change something. And antidepressants attempted to rob that from you, which is unforgivable.
That's the pharmaceutical world, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that if you genuinely need it, that yes, please use it. But I would say most of the time, you can just, if you really, like you said, curate your brain, if you really find other ways to help yourself, then you don't really need to medicate. Unless obviously you need to.
And
we're not doctors, please.
Yeah, we're not doctors, but like if you are gonna get on antidepressants and use them as a tool to change. Like you taking them is not a long-term solution. It is, okay, I'm gonna level you out now. Like you said, it makes you pretty numb. Like this is your baseline. You're never up here, but you're never down here. You're just kind of here, you know. You're a bit lower. You're like here. You're like, yeah, I'm just kind of a little bit fucking sad all the time, you know. Use that time where you're not manic fucking up and down. Use that time to change your circumstances. That is all I'll say on antidepressants, because they are. I mean, I'm not even entirely certain on my stance on them yet. That it's a very polarizing, like, they're on the one hand, but on the other,
Yeah.
it's difficult.
To each their own. Take what you will from this. Well, Sam, I think that's it,
Yeah,
brother.
pleasure, bro.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.